those women are operating out of hurt, right?
You don't know that.
I do know that. This is what I'm
You
trying to tell
don't.
you. And how do you know that? You're not even a
I'm going to
woman.
explain how I know.
You don't know. This is
I'm going to explain how I know.
I'm not even
You already
done.
told us how you felt like you knew.
I'm not done. I'm not even done. You're a man. You will never know what it's like. And I'm telling you as a woman, but you want me to listen to you about how men think about when they see women's titties, but you don't want to listen to me how I'm telling you when a woman is hurt, how she operates.
First of all, Sweeney was right. Good point. Secondly, y'all gotta, I don't know what y'all gonna do about this black women term. I don't know why a lot of these hyenas come over to my platform and say, why do you gotta use the word black when you got a podcast that using the whole term, taught the black women, and they going around here being showcasing and promoting deviation. I get it, you're gonna be reckless with your vagina, but don't be reckless with the term black woman and the fact that black women ain't doing shit about it. This podcast has been around longer than fucking Cooking with Kai, but for some reason y'all go and counsel and mass report her to where she get banned. But y'all got these platforms like this going around here pushing this bullshit. Until y'all motherfuckers mass report this bullshit that we keep seeing, I'm gonna keep lumping y'all name in this shit, just like y'all lumping y'all name in this shit. I'm gonna keep applying pressure to y'all ass until y'all mass report the correct people that's fucking shit up. The little girl wasn't doing nothing but fucking twerking and cooking. But these women over here being deviating, having kids out of wedlock, just busting it open and being all kind of nasty, slimy, guac 3000 in the bathroom, all kind of shit. Like, report that. Bring those platforms down if you really care about the term black women. Until then, fuck out of here with all that shit.
One of them did. She said she was a hoe like her mama who had 7 kids, 7 different baby daddies.
She never said her mother was a hoe. She said her mother was.
They were
right.
She said her mama was on 2 cocks at one time. Stop.
One of them said, I'm a hoe, and I learned it from my mama. 7. I came from a very sexual, liberated background. My mama had 7 baby daddies with 7 kids.
But she didn't. But he said she was a baby mama. That was her mom, right?
Right. But he's talking about the celebration of being baby mamas. He's not talking about that any of them may have said that they were. He's saying that they're actively celebrating having kids at a wedlock and doing all it. One of them literally said, "I grew up. I went through my whole phase. Yup, I came from a very sexually liberated background. My mama was a hoe. Well, she didn't say her mama was a hoe. She said my mama had 7 men, 7 different kids."
But she say that she, but she didn't say she had those.
No, the point you're missing what Bruiser said. He said promoting creating kids out of wedlock. That's what he said. That's what she promoted when she said, "Yep, my mama did this." That's what she's promoting.
This last thing, to you, what's your name? Sweeney? When you was basically saying why do I think that? And I think some of the best advocates to have is people that actually been through that stuff, right? For instance, like I said, I've been there, so I understand. So it's not me just it's not just me thinking or guessing that that's what it is. It's actually real data behind it. Like it's a real thing. So it's not just me. It's not me.
I understand that it happens. What I don't understand is why is the assumption that they're operating out of hurt?
Because that's exactly what it is. If you look at it, like, right, because I'm telling you, right, it's the same thing. For instance,
I'm supposed to believe it because you told me.
Can you listen? So what I'm saying is right now you just listen. You're not listening to understand. You're listening to reply to me. That's why it's not
been through it.
That's why you're not understanding it. What I'm saying is it's the same thing, right? Why kids that have maybe in gangs, right, or people that's in rehabs, they normally go to people that have experienced the same thing they have because they understand. If you are a person that's never been on drugs, you cannot counsel somebody or even begin to understand what a drug addict is going through. You're just going to speculate. Wait, let me finish, right? Because y'all was cutting me off and I didn't say anything. So what I'm saying is I understand what they're saying. So that's not a woman's natural behavior. What I'm saying is when a woman is acting in a masculine energy is guarding, it's protecting, right? It's logical thinking, it's guarded. That's not her natural essence. So when she's operating like, oh, I can mess with this man and that mess with that man, whatever the case may be, that's hurt. So what I'm saying is, if she was, to be feminine, you are vulnerable. You are trusting. You are allowing somebody to lead. You get what I'm saying? You're taking advice.
I get all of
That.
that.
Let me finish.
Sweeney,
for real. I didn't want to get
like.
Let me finish. You let everybody else talk. Let me finish, right? What I'm saying is, those women are operating out of hurt, right?
You don't know that.
I do know that. This is what
No,
I'm
you
trying to tell you. And how do you know that? You're not even a woman.
I'm gonna explain how I know.
You don't know. This is
I'm gonna
see what
explain
I'm
how I
saying?
know.
I'm not even
You already
done.
told us how you felt like you knew.
I'm not done. I'm not even done. You're a man. You will never know what it's like. And I'm telling you as a woman, but you want me to listen to you about how men think about when they see women's titties, but you don't want to listen to me how I'm telling you when a woman is hurt, how she operates.
Like 6 times. I already heard you. Let me respond.
Okay, but you're not getting it.
You can't keep. I do get it. If you would let me respond.
Okay, you didn't let somebody respond. But you also didn't allow me to finish because I was about to finish that, and then I was about to
hurt because they.
And then I was about to say something, and then I was also about to say something else. I feel like men, period, or anybody, whether it's a woman or whether it's a man, you should date people that match your mindset, your beliefs, all of these things. One of the things that I don't like, I still love y'all black men, but I just date different type of black men, right? I'm not around black men who constantly just talks down about black women, about everything they do. I feel like the problem is y'all don't date women that match y'all. Y'all go out specifically looking for these type of women and then complain and say, oh, this is how black women are. No, we're not.
Hold on.
You get what I'm saying?
So wait a minute. So it's safe for you to tell us what black men go after, but I can't tell you that I understand that none of these women on this panel was operating out of hurt. I'm going to explain to you how I know that they weren't operating out of hurt.
You don't know
because
that.
they said, I'm going to explain to you how I know that they weren't. Because one, none of them said that. That's first and foremost. I'm sure if they felt like they were operating out of hurt, they would have brought it up. Two, they brought it up as something to be celebrated. That's why they kept calling it sex positive. They weren't saying this was something that they were feeling some type of way and that they just fell into this life. They said, hey, look, coming out of something, I want to be able to do what I want to do.
Oh, God.
So,
I don't know.
So all I simply asked, I posed the question, how can we assume, why do we always assume that, oh, it must be that you're hurt rather than that's just what they want to do? And you make this
Jesus Christ. I'm so sorry. I'm just getting frustrated because I'm frustrated because I'm talking to somebody who's not who's not understanding, or who from people who haven't been through shit.
Hold on, wait. How can you say? Hold on, wait.
What I'm saying
is,
welcome to this network, child.
So
look, listen, Ash. The funny thing is that you're assuming something about them, and you ain't in there.
I'm not assuming it.
Ash, you're assuming something about them. They never said that they were operating out of hurt. How can you tell them that they're? If I said something and you came to me and said you must be that way because of XYZ, and I never told you that, how can you assume that about them? None of them said that.
It's called observation, right? And when you are
Ash,
oh
pause.
God. I don't know how this is going over your head.
It's not going over my head.
It is.
Ash, it's not going over my head. I get what you mean, but you're assuming something about those women because you're trying to explain away. Hold on. You're assuming something about them because you're trying to explain away something that you agreed with earlier. You're trying to explain the reason why they're being hoes and why they want to be hoes. And you're trying to find a way to make that something that is not, and that they never even claimed it to be.
You are looking from the outside in. This is not a fact. What I'm telling you is a factual. I'm telling you is a factual thing. Also, they are happy because they are inside of it. They're inside of it.
Ash, I'm not done. You can't say that to me while at the same time they're their own person. Every woman on that panel is their own person. You're also looking from the outside in, and you made assumptions about them. You said all these women are operating out of hurt. How do you know that if you're not them? Just because you are a woman.
I'm gonna give you an example.
Just because you are a woman and that you may have operated out of hurt when you experienced something, or you know another woman that may have operated out of hurt because they experienced something, does not mean that you know that every woman on that panel was operating out of hurt when they were participating in their whole phase.
What's that man name that's married up here? What's his name? Bruiser, right? So Bruiser, for instance, we have a similar background where it comes to helping people. Like I told you before, I do counseling, I do therapy, I help people that's on drug and rehab, right? So there's a known fact, scientific facts, that even though, right, people have different lifestyles and different things that they go through, but there are this research, right, that it may affect a person the same way. Just for instance, right, there are people that has cancer. There's different types of cancers, but we know that a person has cancer because this is the effects of it. So that's if that makes sense to you, right? It's not the fact that I don't have to be in their shoes to actually know what they're operating of. I can see the signs because I've been through it. Not only have I been through it, I have the actual research to support my thesis. This is what I'm saying to you. You don't. You're just speculating on the outside. I have a personal experience with it, so I can tell. It's the same way a person that's been on drugs before can actually sit down and talk to another person that's been on drugs before and actually experience and see the signs and say, hey, you know what? I know where you're at because I've been there. You get what I'm saying? So while you're in it, sometimes you might feel like you're happy because you're not paying attention. You're in what I call the Lulu, right? You got your rose-colored glasses on, so you're not seeing the effects of everything when you're not operating at your higher self or who you are supposed to be. Period. You're not thinking about the outcome or how you're not thinking about all that.
Hold on, Sweeney. Look,